you have a business again, Swiftpress. Your website is swiftpresssupport.com. You guys are doing advertising. You build websites and apps for small businesses. Success is never a straight line. And so who were the mentors or the mentor that guided you, and what advice was that had an impact to not only start and build the business, but something that's a through line of your business today?
Yeah, what's interesting, John, is that before I landed on this business, I actually had 2 failed businesses right before this one. And the first one was I did one, trying to sell like education products for productivity and team and time management. And so I did that, and it failed big time. I wasn't able to make any money off of that. And then I immediately took that business and tried to leverage it into another business, in which instead of me doing small courses, I went very high end, trying to offer time management services and coaching to CEOs of businesses, for $5,000, $10,000, and that also failed epically. And it wasn't really until I had an introspective lens, and just like through, I'm a spiritual person, so just through prayer, I just found that I always felt led. That God was showing me that the reason why I was failing in these businesses is because I wasn't doing what I was called to do. And so I really feel that everybody has a destiny, and everybody has something or some things that they're called to do, and that they're put here on earth to do. And when you connect with that, wow, it is so powerful. It just takes you to another level. And I failed because I wasn't connecting to what I was called to do. And I was just looking for a way to make money because I needed to make extra money because I had kids and bills were piling up. And wasn't a good reason for me just to start these businesses. But when you do what you're called to do, that's when you're operating at your best.
Yeah. So I want to talk about that a little bit more, because the ideas that you had talked about, they seemed pretty valid. But it seems like it wasn't in full alignment, what you're sharing, with what you were, quote unquote, called to do. So how did you know what you were called to do? Like, what was that feeling? I mean, I believe in everything you just said, but for the listeners, what was that? What did that feel like? How did you know that the stars were in a line?
Yes. And I love this. I think some of the things that were people are like, just like you, John, they're like, Pete, everything that you say is great, but how do you know what you're called to do? And I think it has to do with your giftings. Where are you gifted naturally? All right. Where are you gifted supernaturally? And where are you able to also hone your gifts and make them even better? And it gives you joy. Like every day when you wake up and you think, hey, I'm going to, grow this gift, or I'm going to use this gift that I have, then you know what? It gives me so much joy. One of my friends, for example, is a public speaker. And you know what? A lot of people are absolutely terrified of public speaking. But you know what? He is incredible at it, and he absolutely loves it. And so he left the business world to actually pursue public speaking, and he's a coach in public speaking and does public speaking. And you know what? People pay him thousands of dollars to go and speak publicly. And he does something that people absolutely are scared of, but he does it every day because it's his gifting, it's his calling, and he speaks inspiring messages. So I would say, take a look at where it is that you're gifted. Take a look at what gives you joy when you think about doing it, and then go down there and explore the paths. And I think that you'll be on the right track.
Yeah, I agree. I think the universe, when you're in alignment, it's easy to take action. And when you're in this adjustment period, I do agree with you. A lot of times it's kind of the universe pushing you to where you need to get into alignment. And I think a lot of times it's closer than it seems. You talk about prayer, I meditate, and I think in silence it can come to you faster. I just want to highlight one thing. You touched on this, but a lot of times when you're really great at something, you don't realize that could be a superpower or a calling that you can actually scale and monetize. And so think community, pay attention to those things that do fulfill you, bring you joy, and that come easily, because those a lot of times are where the bedrock root can be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And also you meditate. Meditation is a wonderful practice. And then when you're silent, when you have silence, if you even have a practice of journaling, so also journaling and asking yourself questions from the inside and listening to the small, still voice within, that can also be a helpful voice that guides you, but also filter it, because not every single time that you hear that voice is going to be a voice that you should follow. So that's why I recommend that you also filter, but also journal and seek within. And I think you're going to definitely be taken down a beautiful path.
Yeah, it's great. Good. I agree.